Hey there, humans. I am B, and I have been obsessed with reading recently. I feel like I'm back to my roots, as one would say. I came up with the idea of rereading the books that I read in middle school, and I discovered this series, Among the Hidden, and this is what sparked it all. I ended up reading the third book before even the first book. Like, I thought this was the first book, so I read it all the way through without realizing it. I also am like, how did I not get confused? How did I not realize that there was a bunch of other stuff that had happened before this book? I kind of want to investigate, do a little investigating, see if I was really confused or if you could read the third book without the other two. And that's what I'm going to do today. I don't really remember anything about this book or this series. All I know is that our world has become overpopulated, so now it's like this almost dystopian society where there's like a population police. It's literally called the population police. It's a young adult book, okay? Families are only allowed to have 2 children, and then the third child is called a shadow child. Sometimes they have even more, but any child after number 2 is called a shadow child, and you try to hide them. And I believe there's this is among the betrayed, so obviously someone gets betrayed, but I just remember reading this and being like, this is awesome. I love this. I want more of it. And it literally sparked me from reading no books whatsoever to me reading a book a week. To this day, I still am surprised that I love reading, because I was one of those kids that couldn't read, that didn't want to read, that was getting pulled out of class to get extra help to help me read, and now I love it. I never considered myself like an emo, angsty teen, but honestly, these are big themes, heavy themes that little B was reading. But the thing is, I don't think as a 13-year-old I understood how deep and freaky it was. Crazy book, Penny. This is a gritty book. I'm just shocked that I read this in middle school. Then again, I ended up going on to read the Hunger Games, which are literally teens killing themselves. Not killing themselves, but killing other people. That book terrified me. I'll get to that book. I'm back because I'm reading the last 10 pages of the book. I think it's 10 pages. But this is crazy. I can definitely tell it's young adult. It's thin, so you gotta know, the events happening fast. Everything happens very fast. But this is perfect for someone who doesn't like reading. It doesn't linger on anything too long. It's constantly evolving, constantly changing. People are going places. People are betraying one another. I can see why this was the book that sparked reading for me. Oh my god. Wait, the plot twist in this book? The plot twist in this book? In this book? No. No! There's no way. There's no way. I gotta keep reading. So they're trying to spin this huge love story, kind of. Not a huge love story, but kind of a love subplot. And I can't jive with that. She's 13. She's 13. She's not in love. Maybe she is. I can't say it. I can't judge. I can't judge. Love has no age, as the people say nowadays. Cool. Awesome. Okay. I did it. I finished it. The characters aren't too deep. There's not too many events going on. There's not too many like visuals that you really have to picture. It's like they're in the woods, they're in a cell. You can kind of picture a cell. It was a really cool experience to reread it and be like, this is the book that started it all. I don't know. I don't want to be cheesy about it, but it is kind of special. And it wasn't too hard to understand. Like, without the first 2 books, you can go and read this book. It does a good job of sprinkling in past events into this current book. I also think the author does that so that way, as a kid, I would forget things all the time. So it's like, I wonder if she sprinkles in past events so that way to like jog your memory, to kind of remind the reader, oh, this is what happened. This is who that character is. Even now, when I read books, sometimes there's too many characters. There's too many plot lines. I get overwhelmed. I get confused. I shut down. I don't like the book. I'm excited. I have a whole crate in my trunk of books that I want to reread from my childhood. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, a wonderful morning whenever you're watching this. And I'm excited to see you next time. All right. I don't know how to end this. I'll figure it out eventually.